Bluetooth is usually harmless, just a simple convenience for hands-free calls while crawling through Seattle traffic on rainy evenings. But that Tuesday night, it didn't just inconvenience me, it completely shattered my world. I was driving home from my mother's house after spending the weekend there, listening to her usual gentle nagging about when Richard and I would finally start a family, give her grandkids. I felt the familiar ache in my chest, because after 15 years of marriage, 3 rounds of IVF, 2 heartbreaking miscarriages, and countless doctor visits, the dream of motherhood had started to feel like a cruel joke. I called Richard, my husband of 15 years, just to let him know I was leaving early. He answered with that rushed, clipped tone he always used when he was pretending to be buried in work at the office, said, "I love you, babe. Wrapping things up here. Be home soon." Then he thought he hung up, but he didn't. The line stayed open for a second. There was only static, crackling through my car speakers. Then his voice came through clear, close, unfamiliar, not the warm, affectionate tone he reserved for me, but lower, sharper, colder, almost sneering. "God, she's exhausting," Richard said. My hands tightened on the steering wheel so hard my knuckles turned white. The call timer on my dashboard screen was still running. I almost spoke, almost said his name to let him know I was listening, that I could hear every word. Something deep inside stopped me, a cold instinct. I didn't know I had. Then a woman laughed, a soft, familiar laugh that hit me like ice water poured down my spine. A voice I knew better than my own reflection. "Don't say that." She teased playfully. "I don't want my son confused about who his real family is. Monica, my best friend since our freshman year of college, the woman who had been at every birthday party, every holiday, every hospital visit during my fertility treatments, the woman who sat at my kitchen counter every Sunday morning drinking chamomile tea, talking about her fears, her dreams, her love life. Monica, my sister in all but blood, the one I trusted with every secret, every tear. I didn't scream, didn't breathe. I carefully merged into the slow lane on I-5, heart slamming against my ribs so hard I thought it would crack them open. "Relax," Richard said, voice calm, calculated. "Laura has no idea she lives in that fantasy. Her father funded, thinks I'm grinding away at the office building. Something for our future for us. I'm tired of waiting," Monica complained, her tone shifting to a whine. "I'm 6 months pregnant. I can't keep hiding this belly under baggy sweaters. Pretending the father disappeared is humiliating. Every time someone asks who the dad is, I feel like a liar. Just wait," Richard replied, his voice turning cold sharp like a blade. "The trust distribution hits next month, 5 million once it clears. I move it to the Shell account, file for divorce quietly. No contest, no messy custody battle, and we're gone. We take the baby, she keeps the empty house and her infertility." My vision blurred instantly, tears hot and instant. The word infertility stabbed so deep it felt physical. He knew everything about the IVF, the hormone shots, the egg retrievals, the embryo transfers, the positive tests that turned into bleeding, the nights I cried into his chest believing the failure was mine alone. The doctors called it unexplained. The specialist said, "Keep trying." He held me, said, "It's okay. Laura will adopt, we'll be fine, we'll love whatever child comes our way." But behind my back, he was already planning with Monica she couldn't give me a son anyway. He continued, voice casual, dismissive, like he was discussing the weather. "You're giving me what she never could, a real family, a legacy." Then I heard its soft, rhythmic whoosh, 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 a fetal heartbeat on the Doppler. They were at Monica's OB appointment, the one she told me she was terrified to attend alone. Even texted me yesterday morning asking for copay money because her insurance was being difficult, said Laura. "You're the only one I trust to help me with this." My car drifted slightly. A horn blared from the lane next to me. I jerked the wheel, pulled onto the shoulder, shaking so badly my hazard lights flickered. In the rain, I sat there frozen, listening as they kissed the sound. Unmistakable, wet, soft, intimate. "I love you," Richard murmured. "We just keep pretending a little longer, let her pay for the crib, let her set up the nursery, buy the diapers, the bottles, the stroller, then we disappear. Start fresh, somewhere warm. Maybe California, she won't fight, she never does. She's too broken already." The call ended abruptly. 4 minutes, that's all it took. 4 minutes to erase 15 years of marriage, my closest friendship, my dreams of motherhood, my financial security, my entire future. They weren't just cheating. They were planning theft, fraud, conspiracy, mocking my infertility, using my father's trust fund, the money my dad set aside after my mom's death, to ensure I would always be secure, to fund their escape, their new life with the baby they planned to take from me. My phone buzzed, text from Richard. "Sorry, meeting ran late, picking up dinner. Love you then." Another from Monica. "Hey, Auntie Laura, babies. Kicking like crazy today. Can't wait to see you tomorrow." Something tore out of my chest. I screamed into the empty car, raw, primal sound that frightened even me when it faded. Ice settled. Not grief, not rage. Ice cold, clear, sharp. Focused, they thought. I was clueless, a bank account with a broken heart, a woman too fragile, too infertile, too trusting to fight back. I wiped my face, looked at myself in the rearview mirror, eyes, red but clear, focused. "Okay," I said quietly to my reflection. "You want to play? Let's play." The drive home was silent, but my mind raced memories snapping into focus like puzzle pieces I had ignored or refused to see for years. 15 years ago, Richard proposed on my father's yacht in the Puget Sound. Sunset said he loved me, not my money, not my family's wealth. I believed him. We married quickly. I funded his tech startup when it was struggling, paid for our first house in Bellevue, our vacations to Hawaii, Europe. While he climbed corporate ranks, became a VP, I dealt with infertility alone, the injections, the blood draws, the egg retrievals, the embryo transfers, the hope, then despair. He held me, said, "It's okay, Laura, we'll adopt," but the distance grew subtle. At first missed dinners, late nights at office, then Monica moved closer, always there for me during treatments. She knew every detail, every failed cycle, comforted me, said, "You're strong, Laura. You'll be a mom someday." I never suspected, never imagined she was sleeping with my husband, planning to steal the child. I could never carry the money I thought was our safety net. That night, Richard came home with takeout. Chinese, kissed my cheek, said, "How was your mom's?" I smiled, said, "Fine, baby. How was your day?" He said, "Busy meetings, you know, the usual." I nodded, made dinner for us like always, but inside I was already moving. I went to our home office while he showered, opened his laptop, knew the password he never changed. Emails, bank transfers, shell company set up, offshore account in the Caymans, drafts, divorce papers, with custody clauses favoring him. Monica's ultrasound photos saved in hidden folder labeled Future. My hands shook, but I didn't cry. I downloaded everything. Screenshots, PDFs, bank statements, wire transfer records forwarded to my secure encrypted cloud, then deleted traces, logged out calm. Next morning, I called my father's lawyer, old family friend who handled the trust since my dad's passing, explained everything. Quietly, no emotion, just facts. He listened for 20 minutes, said, "Laura, this is serious fraud, conspiracy, theft of marital assets, identity theft, emotional distress, breach of fiduciary duty. We can freeze accounts immediately. File emergency injunction, get restraining orders on both, file for divorce with fault grounds, evidence of adultery, fraud, conspiracy. We can get everything. The house investments, alimony, punitive damages, child support, once baby born." I said, "Do it quietly. I want them to think they won." He said, "Give me 48 hours. I spent those days acting normal, cooking, smiling, asking about his day while gathering more proof, printed emails, bank logs, Monica's text to him, "I love you, can't wait for our life together." I even went shopping, bought baby clothes, crib, mobile, nursery decor. Let Monica think I was excited for her pregnancy. She came over Sunday, sat at kitchen counter, rubbed her belly, said, "Thanks for the copay money. Laura, you're the best auntie ever." I smiled, said, "Anything for you and baby." Inside, I felt nothing, just ice. A week later, the trust money hit $5 million as planned. Richard transferred it fast to Shell account, thought he was clear. I let him. The next day, my lawyer filed emergency motion. Court froze all accounts, including the Shell one. Warrants issued for fraud, conspiracy. Richard came home furious, papers in hand. "What is this, Laura?" I sat calm on couch, said, "You forgot to end the call, Richard. I heard everything, the plan, the baby, the money, the infertility joke." His face went white, knees buckled, he sank to floor. Monica called, crying, begging, "Laura, it wasn't supposed to be like this. Please don't do this." I hung up. The court case was brutal, evidence overwhelming. Judge awarded me primary custody of baby once born, full assets, house investments, plus damages. Richard lost job, reputation. Monica lost friends, family support. They tried to run, but accounts frozen, warrants out. I kept house, sold what I didn't want. Started fresh therapy support groups for betrayal trauma. My father stood by me, said, "You're stronger than all of them." Laura, baby boy born healthy. I named him after my grandfather, not them. Every kick, every smile reminds me of whoosh, I heard that night. And I smile back. They planned to take everything but gave me clearest gift, truth, strength to build life without liars now. Richard, Monica fight over scraps in court while I raise my son in peace with people who love us no more, pretending no more. Ice, just warmth, real family, real future. Those 4 minutes didn't destroy me. They saved me, made me see who I really am. Unbreakable.